Namaste children. So we are discussing the second chapter, shapes and angles. In the previous class we studied about angle tester, how to make angle tester, how to use the angle tester, using angle tester, what kind of angles we can identify, that is a right angle, less than a right angle, more than a right angle, and even we have seen where do we identify these kind of angles using the angle tester we have verified in our classroom, like our mathematics textbook, our duster or the board. So today we are going to discuss types of angles. As we have studied right angle, less than right angle, I said it is also known as acute angle. More than a right angle, it is also known as an obtuse angle. Yes. The first type of angle, zero angle. An angle whose measure is 0 degrees is called a zero angle. Its measure is 0 degrees is called a zero angle. Acute angle, second type of angle is acute angle. An angle whose measure is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees is called acute angle. Yes children, what is an acute angle? An angle whose measure is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees is called acute angle. Examples: 15 degrees, 35 degrees, 57 degrees, 60 degrees, 89 degrees. All they are more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. Yes children, can you give some more examples? Yes, it is 87 degrees, 1 degree, 45 degrees, so on. We can give n number of examples for acute angles. Now, right angle. An angle whose measure is 90 degrees is called a right angle. Where do we find this right angle? At the perpendicular line segments, at the corners of the room, corners of our textbook. So what is a right angle? An angle whose measure is 90 degrees is called a right angle. Obtuse angle. An angle whose measure is more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees is called obtuse angle. So what is obtuse angle? An angle whose measure is more than 90 degrees, that is from after 90, 91, 92, 93 and so on, less than 180 degrees, that is 175, 176, 177, 178, 179 degrees is called an obtuse angle. Examples: 91 degrees, 120 degrees, 135 degrees, 175 degrees, 179 degrees, etc. All these are examples of obtuse angle. Now what we call an angle which is equals to 180 degrees? Yes, it is a straight angle. Straight angle. We'll see what is a straight angle. Yes. Now, straight angle. What is a straight angle? An angle whose measure is 180 degrees is called a straight angle. Then reflex angle. What we call angles which are more than 180 degrees and less than 360 degrees. Such angles are known as reflex angles. An angle whose measure is more than 180 degrees, that is 181, 182, 183, 184 and so on. 354, 355, 356, 357, 358, 359 degrees. All those angles are reflex angles. Examples, here are some examples: 181 degrees, 190 degrees, 215 degrees, 270 degrees, 315 degrees and 359 degrees. The last, complete angle. An angle whose measure is 360 degrees is called complete angle. An angle whose measure is 360 degrees is called complete angle. Now if you see the pictures, yes, what type of angle it is? Yes, this is an acute angle. This is acute angle. Now what kind of angle it is? Yes, this is also acute angle. Both are acute angles. Now what kind of angle it is? Yes, it is right angle. This is right angle. Now you see one more example. Yes, what we call this angle? This is an example of obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. Yes, this is also an obtuse angle. So these are examples of obtuse angles. And this is, yes, it is a straight angle. What is this? A straight angle. Straight angle. Then what is reflex angle? Yes, this angle is reflex angle. Reflex angle. Yes, not only that, yes, this angle is reflex angle. This is also reflex angle. Now what is complete angle? Yes, this is a complete angle. 180 degrees. This is a complete angle. So like this we will study different types of angles. Is it clear, children? What are different types of angles? Yes, now page number 24, angle garden. Yes, there is a garden where we find the different kinds of trees, and we'll find birds. Here and there we'll find some ponds also. So my angle dance shows the way. Here there is a small story about honeybee. So how it moves in the irregular order. So the path in which it moves is nothing but the dance shown by the honeybee. When I see flowers for making honey, I want to tell other bees to show them the way I start dancing. My dance shows the angle between the sun and the flower. Yes, if you observe the picture in the textbook, page number 24. So there the honeybee is moving here and there from the flowers. The way in which it is moving, the path in which it is moving to the sun, there forms an angle. Yes, if you observe, this is an angle. What kind of angle, children, it is? So far we have discussed different kinds of angles. Yes, it is an acute angle. So in between which two things the angle is formed? That is the path of the honeybee and the sun. So this is an acute angle, that is less than right angle. So like this angles we find in the garden. Not only between these flowers and the honeybees, we even also find angles with the names when we write the names. Now here we have an activity. Collect some leaves from the garden, color each leaf and print it. Look at the angles on the leaves. Which of them are more or less than a right angle? Yes, not only in the garden, even from your house, you collect some plants. From plants and leaves you collect, and you color those leaves and you print it on a white paper. We'll find the images of those leaves, and there we'll find the different kinds of angles. Yes, here it is done in your textbook. If you see this, yes, here it is. One is done for you. You'll find here the red color is applied, and we can observe clearly different kinds of angles. Yes, what kind of angles we'll find here? Less than a right angle, more than a right angle. Here is one more kind of leaves. You see these leaves? Yes, and there we'll find different kinds of angles with these leaves. Now about the birds. I am a woodpecker. My beak is sharp because it has to cut the wood. So how many of you have seen the woodpecker? It is a bird which removes the wood, which cuts the wood. So its beak is very sharp. Why it is very sharp? Because it has to cut the wood. Hey, look at the bird. Its beak has an angle less than a right angle. So again these two girls are discussing about the birds. So here on the tree, one bird opened her beak. You see what kind of angle it is? Yes, it is less than a right angle. So we will find this less than right angles, more than right angles between the beaks of these different kinds of birds. Some will make smaller angles and some will make larger angles, that is bigger angles. You see there we have a pond. Observe observe this picture. We have a pond and different birds are there. Some birds are sitting on the branches of the tree, and even we find the different angles with the branches of the trees. Some branches will form smaller angles and some branches will form bigger angles. So many birds will find in the garden, and observe their beaks. What kind of angles will find with the beaks. Now page number 25. Look for the birds which have beaks with smaller angles. Yes, you look into the picture and identify which birds will have smaller angles. You circle with a red color pencil. Now, in the picture, mark angles between the two branches. Which two branches have the biggest angle? Yes, here we have a big tree is there with branches. Identify, mark the angles between the branches and identify the biggest angle between which two branches it is formed. So identify these angles with the different color pencils. Thereby you can it looks very beautifully, and you can identify the different angles between the branches and which branch between which two branches will find the biggest angle that you need to circle it. Now we have discussed angles in the garden. Now angles in names. Angles in names. Even we also find angles in names. Yes. How it is? We'll see. You know there are angles in the letters of our names too. The letters of our names also will have the angles. Yes. You see how the angles will find. So here you have given a name called Supman, and the angles are marked in that Supman. In my name there are 11 right angles and there are 10 angles less than a right angle. So first we'll discuss the letters, how to write the letters with angles. See letter A, how do we write? Yes, this is letter, we are using only lines, that is line segments. Now this is what kind of angle? Less than right angle. And this is what kind of angle? Less than right angle. And this is also less than right angle. You see, this line and this line both are intersect at one point and they forms one angle. Now this is obtuse angle, that is more than right angle. So here we found 5 angles, 3 acute angles and 2 obtuse angles. Next, if we take the letter E, yes, E if we take like this, we write E. Yes, here we have one right angle, then 2, 3, 4 right angles we find in the letter E. Yes, in the letter yes, like this we write yes with the lines. And see the angles 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this we find angles. Now, we take one more letter, N. Yes, in this letter N, we find 2 acute angles. 2 acute angles. And if we take T in this, we see here, there we have 2 right angles are there in the for the letter T. Now, like this, we can find different letters and we can write their names. We take R. Yes. This is the letter R. So we will find different angles. This is a right angle, and this is right angle, this is right angle, and these two are both acute angles, that is less than a right angle. So like this we will find angles in the letters. Now if we write a name, we will find different angles in the names. So one is done in our textbook. Supman, yes. This is letter yes. And U, K, H, M, and this is M, and it is N. Like this, we will write a name. You also can try with your name or your friend's names or your family members' names. Identify the angles, mark the angles. 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles, and here it is 1 and 2, both are right angles. This These two are acute angles, and this is a right angle. We'll find for the letter K, and for H, 4 right angles we'll find like this. Yes, 4 right angles. And for M, yes, this is one acute angle, this is also an acute angle, and this is an acute angle. 3 acute angles we'll find. And for the letter A, 1, 2, 3, like this we will find acute angles, and these two are obtuse angles. And for the letter N, these two are acute angles. Like this, in the name sigma, it has 11 right angles. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 right angles and 10 angles less than right angle, that is acute angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And 2 more obtuse angles also we find. So here also we find what kind of angle it is. Yes, this is a reflex angle. A reflex angle. Like this we will identify, that is we will find angles even in the names, in the letters of our names, and we can identify less than right angles, more than right angles and right angles. How many are there? Like this you also try your name and you find out how many right angles are there, how many more than right angles are there, how many less than right angles are there. Is it clear, children? Yes. Now we'll continue. Write 3 names using straight lines and count the angles. This is your work. So write any 3 names. See the table. Yes, this is the table you see here. Write any 3 names and find, mark the angles and the letters of these 3 names. From that identify how many right angles are there, how many less than right angles are there, how many more than right angles are there. All those things count and fill this table. Yeah, can you do this? Yes. Now here we have, yes, one activity is there. That activity page number 25. Yes, now here we have an activity. Put 10 mathematics books on top of each other. Keep one book slanting to make a slide. See this picture. So like this you keep 10 mathematics books one over the other and keep one book slanting to the books to make a slide. Now do this with 6 books. So first you do with 10 books and the other side you do with 6 books. Then roll a ball from the top. From which slides does the ball roll faster? Which slide has the smaller angle? You see, like this. You collect 10 mathematics books. 10 mathematics books. And you take one mathematics book and keep slanting so that we'll get a slide. A slide will be formed. So when we keep 10 books, you do one thing. And with the 6 books also you do one thing. And we'll get 2 slides. Take your ball and you roll a ball over the slide. What will happen? The ball will move. In which case it will move faster with the 10 mathematics books or with the 6 mathematics book. And in which case we will find the smaller slide angle. Which is the slide angle? The angle formed from the bottom of this slanting book with the base. That angle is known as slide angle. So in which case it will be, in which case it will move faster and in which case it will move slower. Yes, this is activity. Page number 25, an activity. You also can do in your house, in your home you can do with your books. Instead of using the mathematics books, you can use even notebooks of same size will be there. Same kind of notebooks. So now after doing this, here are some questions. Roll a ball from the top. From which slide does the ball roll faster? The ball rolls faster from the slide with 10 mathematics books. So in which case it will move faster? The first question answer. The slide will move, the ball rolls faster. The ball rolls faster. The ball rolls faster from the slide made by 10 books. Made by 10 books. The ball rolls faster from the slide made by 10 books. So the second question. Which slide has the smaller angle? Yes, which slide will have the smaller angle? The slide made by 6 books has smaller angle. That's why the ball will roll slower. So which slide has smaller slide angle? The slide made by 6 books has smaller angle. Yes, like this we will find, and we can answer those questions like this. If we increase the slide angle, the ball will roll faster and faster. Like this, if we place vertically to the books, then what will happen? It comes very faster than this with the smaller angle. Now we also find with this knowledge, even in the children's part, even in schools, the slides will be arranged or placed by observing, by finding the slide angle. Yes, next move to the page number 26. So here we have 2 slides are there, where the children will play very nicely. Everybody who is interested, not only children, even the elders also will use. Yes, these are 2 slides in a park. These are 2 slides in a park. A boy is observing. From him, left and right 2 slides are there. Left slide and right slide. So what do you understand from these 2 slides? Left slide is having bigger angle. Slide angle is bigger, and here it is smaller angle. Now can you see which is safer for children? Is it is left side slide or right side slide? Yes, it is the right side slide, because the slide angle is very small, so that when the children they sit on this, they will come down with slower speed. If they use this the left side slide, where the slide angle is bigger, there the children will come faster and faster, so that they may skip and some injuries may also takes place. Now this is a question with the slides. Which slide has larger angle? Yes, as I said, the slide on the left side of the boy is having larger angle. Which slide do you think is safer for the little boy, and why? Yes, which is safer, and which slide will be preferred by the small boys or little boy? So here the right side slide will be preferred by the small boy, because the slide angle is very small, so that it is very safe. The boy will come down with lesser speed than with the left side slide. Hence the right side slide is more safer. So what we discussed today, it is angles in the garden, that is in the branches of different plants and the beaks of the birds, angles in the names and angles on the slides. So we studied angles. Where do we find in these 3 places? In the next class we will discuss still where do we find these angles. Is it clear, children, today's class? Yes. We will continue in the next class. Thank you very much.